Wait, are you going to do your click?
I don't need to.
Why?
Because we're recording audio directly into the camera now.
Okay, I'll do the intro.
Okay.
Ready?
Sounds good. Ready. Ready.
Hi friends, we're Rainsford Photography, and as you can see, we are in our house. We are in quarantine through the COVID pandemic. Yes, you all know how we feel right now. But we're excited to come to you today and talk about how we balance our family, our business, work, and rest all in the same place. And as you know, we have 2 children. So this has changed for us over the years through pandemic, now through having Car, and through having Rosie. So you may hear Rosie crying in the background. It's nap time in our house right now. It doesn't always go according to plan, but that's part of what we're going to talk about today. Work, rest, and business all in our same place.
That's right. And so like JP mentioned, we've been running our business out of our home for quite a few years now. But since the pandemic has hit, that's changed a lot, even for us. And we've had to really double down on things that we knew, but maybe weren't being as disciplined about. We've had to let go of a lot of things that we thought were important. And so it's been hard, as I'm sure it has been for everyone, but it's also been really good for us too. And so we want to share kind of both sides of that to hopefully inspire you guys and give you guys some tools to put in your toolbox to help you make the most of this time that we're in. So let's dive in. So over the years, JP and I have ended many date nights with a quart of Publix ice cream, 2 spoons from the deli, sitting on the hood of our car on the top of our parking garage somewhere in downtown Greenville. Like high schoolers. But it's led to some of our favorite conversations about our dreams and our aspirations, about our family and our business. And the reason for that is because we're on a mission. We are on a mission to become the people who we aspire to be and who are called to be by our Lord. And both our family and our business are part of that. And so we are working together on both our family and our business to achieve that mission.
Right. And it all happens in this space.
Yeah.
Which some days drives us bonkers, and in other days is a beautiful, beautiful coming together of all the things that we love. So a lot of people have asked us, how do we balance our family and our business, work and rest all in the same space? And honestly, there are really, really hard days, but there's also a lot of beauty in the hard, and there's a lot of awesome days that come with it too. Truthfully, we don't try and separate our family from our business as much as we separate our work from rest. Now, let me explain that just a little bit for you. When we think about our marriage and our business, we actually have a funny little thing that we do to each other. We remind each other almost daily that we are both working for Rainsford Inc. And here's what we mean by that. No matter what Ryland and I are doing, we are both working towards each other and for the same goals. So if Ryland is on papa duty in the morning, like he often is right now, during this pandemic, we have no child care. One of us has to have the babies.
Yeah.
Then we are still putting in the hours towards our business and our family because we're supporting the other spouse who's working on our business. Likewise, the spouse who's working on our business is still working on our family because we're able to work to put food on the table. I hope that makes sense. But instead of separating everything into different categories, we have said that Rainsford Inc. is the umbrella by which we live. Our family, our business, and our work all go into it. But we still need rest, which is what we try and separate from everything else.
That's right. So throughout the rest of the video, we're going to talk about first what it takes for us to separate work from rest, and then how we actually do it. So let's dive into those first 2 sections.
Great.
All right, so the first thing that we want to talk about is what it takes for us to do our work, both our family and our business, in our home, while still separating that from rest together. And it really takes 3 things. It takes truth, humility, and love. So the first is truth. This is one that's taken us years to learn, and we're still learning, honestly, because what it really means is both self-awareness and other awareness. We have to be self-aware enough to know what needs to be said to allow our marriage and our family and our business to continue progressing in the right way. It's when we start ignoring stuff, or when we have tried to push stuff off or push it under the rug, that is when that's led to just bigger problems later on. Because really what that is, it's another brick in a wall that separates the two of us. And we need that truth to be in place so that we don't have anything separating us, so that we can work as best as possible together toward our common mission in both our family and our business, in all of our work. But that often means doing the harder or more painful thing, because it's really easy to just say, to either avoid an issue, or for me, especially as a guy, to just pretend like nothing matter, like your words don't really matter to me, don't mean much to me. I guess really what I'm trying to say is don't like hurt my feelings, because I try to be stoic and just absorb it all. But the truth is that does not allow for us to do our best work together. And so I've had to learn, especially as the guy, the husband in this relationship, to really be honest with how I feel, which has been really hard. Really
but Ryan's done a really good job.
I'm still learning. But we've realized that it has become essential, that truth, both about ourselves and about each other with grace, is essential for us to move towards our common mission together. The second thing was humility, and that really goes along with that first one. Like, yes, I need to be willing to speak the truth into you, but I also need to be humble to receive the truth from JP, from you. And that is also really painful sometimes, but is, again, necessary for tearing down that wall that might separate us, preventing us from achieving our common mission. And then the third thing is love, and that's because both truth and humility have to come from a stance of love towards each other, and out of a desire and out of a love for each other, out of a pursuit of each other in love. Really trying to seek the best interests of each other and of the best interests of our family and of our business, of our work, and of our rest. And so that's why both truth and humility have to come with love. That can't be missing. None of these things are easy, so don't pretend like we're like the marriage counseling experts, because we're not.
Please don't ask us questions about this.
We know 100% that this is true. Like, these three things are required for doing this. That is what it takes to do work and rest, family and business together.
Yes.
Yeah. So let's dive into, tell us a little bit about how we do it, JP.
Sounds good. Okay, so how do we practically make this work? Because that's what I know you all are here to hear. You're not here to hear about our sappy love story, of which we love, but how do we actually do this? So first, Round and I have had to say, and everyone knows this, communication is the key. So we all know communication is the key. We have to do it regularly. We have to do it daily. And often that just looks like tiny little check-ins. At night, we ask each other, what do you need from me tomorrow? What do you need from me first thing in the morning? How can I love you? Just a quick, easy check-in, communicate.
But that's a proactive communication.
Right.
It is let's sit down and in our 5-10 minutes of exhaustion at the end of the day, let's talk about what we need to do tomorrow morning. It's hard. It's work, but it's essential. We've also found that we have to dedicate time to communication. Like, that 10 minutes at the end of the day
is not enough.
Right. Or nor is the right time to try to bite off a huge piece of meat and work through that together. And so we have really had to work to set aside dedicated time for communication around big topics.
Right. So some of these big topics that we work towards communicating are small things for Rainsford Inc., such as planning meals for the week, all the way to our 2020 goals for our business and how we're working on them together. So communication really is the key to Rainsford Inc., making it all flow from our business to our children to our work and rest in the whole same space. So that's the first thing. Communication is the key. Second, structure. We quite frankly, love structure. Structure for us actually creates freedom, which we have a whole section on that if you want to learn about structure creates freedom.
Course coming soon.
But yes, small plug. But we truly believe that for our family to do well, we need a structure.
Yeah.
So for some families or businesses or spouses that are in business together, this may look like simply talking about your day and the structure and the flow that you want to have it in. For us, we talk about that on a microscopic scale of the structure that we want for our children and for the rhythm of our day, all the way up to the large picture of how we want to structure time with friends, how often we want to host. We look at our calendar together and the structure of our month, and making sure that we are loving other people, that we are stepping towards other people, and we're not inward facing. So structure encompasses a lot of different things here, but when you communicate, then you can have better structure, which leads us to then setting boundaries. So setting boundaries for us means like having off days where we have no work, we have no plans. We're able to sit out on our porch and to sip sweet tea with our neighbors and have dialogue with whoever passes by. Because that's really important too. Being human is not just being in your house and working on your business, communicating effectively, and checking off your to-do list. There is so much more to this life than running our businesses and making sure that they thrive. So these boundaries for us are not really just for us. They are actually teaching our children how to live too. And hopefully we're setting the example of first communicating and setting clear expectations for ourselves and structure, and then putting boundaries in place so that our work doesn't overflow our entire lives, so that at the end of the day, Rainsford Inc. is healthy and it's thriving, and our marriage, hopefully, is thriving, and our children are learning. And yes, we're making lots of mistakes. We've had to really rethink a lot of things, especially with children coming into the picture.
Oh, yeah.
But I wouldn't trade those hard conversations for anything.
Yeah.
And those lessons are worth learning, especially early on.
So let's bring this in for landing by just kind of acknowledging the actual like specific situation that we're all in right now in quarantine. We have had to apply all these things, communication, structure, and boundaries with more rigor, but we've also had to really adjust our expectations. We've had to just acknowledge that like this is a very different time that we're living in, and it's really easy to feel like we are behind all the time because I think all of us feel that we're not being as efficient as normal because for one, we don't have childcare, and for two, we don't have like our desk or our office or whatever, you know? And so it's really easy for me, especially, it's really easy for me to just feel like I was always behind. And as a small business owner, there's always stuff to do. So you always feel like you're behind. And that's where adjusting our expectations and communicating about those, and then structuring in the time that we need to accomplish our real top priorities that we've communicated about, and then setting boundaries on our time off, especially on our rest, because we not only need to protect our physical health during this pandemic, but also our spiritual, mental, and emotional health too. That time off has been almost more important than ever right now, even though it's really easy to just feel like, man, I'm just home. Like I should just go, like knock it all out all the time.
Yes.
But that's not a healthy way for us to live as a family. And so just our last thing is to really think about what your expectations are and be realistic about those as a couple, as a family, as a business, for both your work and your time off. So hope this has been helpful. Those are just a few tidbits, things that we've learned the hard way, typically, over our years of marriage and business together. But we're just really eager to share these with you since we're all kind of in a weird situation right now. We have found both joy and hope and encouragement through spending a little bit more time digesting this together and trying to make the most of the time that we're in.
Right. Thanks for joining us today. We hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below or email us at rainsforphotography@gmail.com. See you again soon.
And if you want to see more stuff like this, please subscribe to our channel. That really helps us out. It's free for you. And we'll have more conversations like this, as well as more polished videos coming soon. So with that, ciao.
Bye, friends.
So let's dive into, tell us a little bit about how we do it.
Sounds good. I don't know how we do it.